Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another review of My Hero Academia, and boy is it late. I mean, it's both late at where it is from in my time and very late in when I'm doing this review because the chapter will come out tomorrow at some point. But yeah, but I figured I'd try and get this down before I end up trying to do double chapter review and all that stuff. So anyway, My Hero Academia chapter 311, here we go. The chapter starts off with a bunch of criminals with firing their witty support items, nail guns, when they're taken down by Endeavor. One of the criminals who gets captured says that you're the reason we're even out of here, Endeavor. And Endeavor goes like, that's why I'm here. Meanwhile, as the criminals are being escorted away, and Hawks, Best Genius, and Endeavor discuss how none of these escaped convicts have any affiliation with, All for One. Let's see. So, Endeavor notices something getting thrown at him, and he sees an angry mob telling him to get out of here, and how, due to him, letting Shigaraki and his people get away, they're dealing with all these escaped convicts, just as they're about to, as Hawk suggests they leave. The media folks pretty much ask what Endeavor hiding from the fact that Shigaraki was supposedly after someone else besides them, and that they're hiding something from them. And then they start going on about how they're cowards and should get out of here, given how the grieving relatives of the victims now be burnt to ashes went on TV the other day and all that stuff, about how they're fakes. So yeah, Endeavor is still not popular with the crowd for given what's happened. Best Genius tries to remove any of the thrown objects while Endeavor is in the car. Anyway, the scene changes to the car. To like Best Genius driving with like the others in the car. Talking about how how the search is going, and apparently they're they're still letting All Might the Midoriya get a kilometer or two ahead of them, just so that the media doesn't learn that they're working with him and not cause any controversy with that. Even though given the fact that Deko's using himself as bait to lure in the League of Villains and all that stuff. And apparently that they're assuming that all the villains that escaped are receiving particular orders from All for One in order to try and get out One for All into the playing field and target them. Which is what Best Genius is planning to try and do for the offensive and all that stuff. Draw them out with Midoriya and then capture the villains and all that stuff. But yeah, Endeavor points out that All for One is top priority right now is hijacking Shigaraki, given the fact that All Might damaged him and now he's grooming Shigaraki to become the ultimate life form and all that stuff, and take over his body. And according to Dr. Giraki, who's in custody, from what Hawk is saying, the fact Shigaraki was activated before he was complete. They have to wait until he's completed. And Endeavor points out once that is done with, with Shigaraki, he'll then be able to steal One for All. Now, granted, Hawk has been wondering about this since, well, due to the fact that he needs Shigaraki's body to be strong enough to steal it. But he doesn't get why Shigaraki's rage is so essential. Apparently, Best Genius seems to think a strong emotion, due to the fact that One for All has like the spirit of 8 other heroes in it. And Hawks goes on to elaborate. Given how he All for One has been pursuing his brother, you expect, and all the Bitsy successors for this quirk, you expect it to be to have plenty of hatred for that, and which might imply that All for One doesn't actually hate his brother nor any of his successors, and that's why he's getting Shigaraki, who can possess that kind of hate or something. Because it is known that All for One does seem to have some sort of twisted care for his brother. given the fact that apparently, but this is the impression like Hawks gets, given the fact that guy never stops smiling. Anyway, for now, let's see, they go on about how the enemy is avoiding conflict, and we might as well just keep searching. However, let's see, as they're getting a beep from Best Genius noticed. Anyway, we change the scene to All Might, who goes on about Midoriya not sleeping too much, thinking back to what Night Eye had said. Who knows, which might imply about that prediction he had about All Might dying. Anyway, let's see, the chapter ends, let's see, All Might ends up losing Midoriya's signal, and there seems to be a flash grenade thing, something, and boom, the car explodes. Let's see, All Might may or may not be dead, or at least making it imply that All Might, leaving it ambiguous if All Might's, dead or alive. Anyway, something shoots past through Midoriya, and it seems to be some sort of, I think it's some sort of radio thing. I don't know, or some sort of camera thing. I don't know. I can't really make it out. I guess maybe some sort of bullet. I can't really tell, but it's got some sort of ritzy speaker or some sort of speaker thing, which the boy says it's the masked boy in green to be coming with her. And apparently that All For One has an escapee that, let's see, Midoriya comments that this is clearly someone that has, let's see, some ties to All For One. And we end up seeing it's this woman that escaped from the prison, which seems to possess a sort of, let's see, who seems to have a quirk that turns her elbow into a sniper gun, as she's threatening to come quietly and you get to keep your limbs. As All Might seems to notice that this is a hired gun. And the chapter ends with that, and the next one happening on May 16th, officially, though. Early chapters will be out today, technically. But yeah. Overall, I have to admit, I think this is a good chapter and it has a pretty good cliffhanger and stuff. First off, I'm going to get to what I enjoyed the most in this chapter is the Endeavor stuff, whereas we can still see more of his fallout in public relations. As even the bad guys are saying, it's your fault that we're here, as he's, quickly, easily capturing them. And showing that there's quite a few villains that even if they're escaped convicts, even amongst the escaped convicts, there are not really that many connected to All For One and all that stuff. And well, they're all saying that they're out because he mucked up and all that stuff. And we end up seeing, as we can see by this crowd of protesters throwing stuff at him, they're clearly still angry a bit what he's done. Let's see what Endeavor's done with his failure to stop Shigaraki and the stuff with Dabi and all that stuff. Yeah, let's see, they're still blaming him for the escaped convicts that they'll have to deal with. And let's see, due to the fact that the families of Dabi's victims have come out on the broadcast, it's not been very well for him either, because technically his son, due to his abusive treatment of him, ended up killing their families and all that stuff. So they were like really pissed off and all that stuff. So yeah, Endeavor. I think it's very clear that Endeavor's not going to have. It's not going to. Let's see, the backlash against Endeavor's not dying down soon. Which, yeah, can't really blame them though. Not the best time for this, but let's see. But yeah. So yeah, so Endeavor's story arc still going, and I just like how silent Endeavor is just about it. It seems to, and it still seems to affect him, regardless of his push to move forward with this. But what I really do find interesting is the fact that the heroes discuss afterwards is what the heroes. I find it interesting that the heroes, let's see, Hawks, Best Genius, and Endeavor talk about how All For One needs Shigaraki's hatred specifically in order to try and steal One For All, given the fact that it seems that All For One, like I kind of said earlier, doesn't seem to hate his brother, which is, I think, very interesting. Now, yeah, I'm not sure if Midoriya will be able. I'm not sure if Midoriya will be able to remove Shigaraki's hatred or not, but it is an interesting thing to talk about why All for One chose Shigaraki and all that stuff to become his host, as you will. Anyway, I like how All Might is thinking about what Night Eye has said to him. Fine enough, and this made some implications that perhaps maybe All Might. Let's see, it's coming around the time of when All Might is supposedly dying. Granted, I do not think he's going to die from this explosion of the grenades, though. I think it'll be a much more. If he is to die, I think it'll be a much more dramatic death, but yeah. It's a pretty good way to sort of like ambiguous fate at the moment for a cliffhanger. Of course, the real cliffhanger is Midoriya being attacked by a sniper quirk user. I just like how the elbow seems to be. It's a gun coming out of her elbow. Let's see, and from I probably forgot to mention this, but it seems that Overhaul is with her, which is still armless. So Midoriya is about to probably get a rematch or a second encounter with another former villain of his that he's encountered. One that it's harmed Eri. Now, granted, I'm a bit surprised that Overhaul is working for Shigaraki and All for One, given what Shigaraki did to his arms and stole his drug quirk thing. However, let's see, I suppose it's perhaps possible that All for One has props offered Overhaul the chance to regain his limbs if he brings in Midoriya or something. I am not entirely sure, but yeah. But I'm very curious about who this sniper woman is and her connection to the guy. Is she one of his loyal followers that was captured by All Might years ago, perhaps, and now is broken out? I mean, All for One did mention how many of his comrades were captured by All Might, so yeah, we're probably seeing a lot of them probably coming out. All in all, I give this so I'm really looking forward to see how Midoriya deals with this sniper. All in all, I give this chapter an 8 out of 10. Good setup with for Midoriya's next battle with the sniper woman, and I enjoy seeing the further fallout of Endeavor and his family's past and his failures to stop Shigaraki. Anyway, the chapter will probably be coming out tomorrow. I'll wait until the official one comes out to review it. But anyway, I'll be doing the One Piece review soon. I just need to just reread the chapter. I'm Blue Star Saber, signing out.